so apparently this is my cue to turn it down. And I'm not going to make you guys dance. Exactly. Before the bar opens, that is. As soon as that's open, it's all over. So Stacy came up here and did an amazing job, did she not? Seriously. I had the pleasure of working with Stacy for 2 years, an amazing person, amazing business owner, a wealth of knowledge, as many of you know. And so Stacy came up here and gave you guys a little sense of motivation, would you say? Yeah, get you charged a little? Well, I got a little bit of bad news. I'm bringing the work. So, get your workbooks out, turn to page 31. You'll probably need 31, 32, 33, because for those of you who attended my webinar recently, about a month ago with team, any of you? I know a handful of you did because you mentioned it. I talk a million miles an hour. I can't help it, okay? It's scary. They're recording it, yes? Everybody gets the recordings. We'll be good. But I got a lot of information to share with you, and I'm using 2 clickers, so you're going to see me trying to navigate 2 pieces of device at the same time. This is skills here. But that being said, I got a lot of information to share with you guys today, and I'm super excited because here's the deal, guys. You know, marketing is probably, in my opinion, one of the most important hats that you wear in your business. Would you agree? Yeah. There's a lot of hats we all wear as small business owners, but marketing is one of the most important hats that we wear. So today I'm going to share with you, I'm really going to kind of pull back the curtain of our business and share with you what we found that has worked to help our business scale and grow. When I first originally started, I was a solopreneur like many of you, and I was wearing all the hats in my business. And over the last 5.5 years, I've been able to scale and grow our team to about 13 team members. In 5.5, yeah, right? I think it's like, I'll pat myself. Huge accomplishments. For those of us who have grown our business, we know the kind of work that it takes to do that, right? So I'm going to pull back the curtain of our business, and I'm going to share with you our system to scaling and growing your business to $1 million a year. All right? So, I am a tattoo artist. Just kidding. You're probably wondering why there's tattoos on the screen, though, aren't you? Now, here's the deal. As I'm sorry, the gentleman who introduced me, he said, I've been an entrepreneur since the 1st grade, literally. When the rest of the kids would run out to the playground to go play, I would find the nearest tree, sit down, and draw as many pictures as I could, so that on the next recess, I could sell them to the kids. Right? Pretty good. It was like a quarter a picture. And everybody in the 1st grade had it, right? It was pretty awesome. But here's the deal. I figured out really early on, it's funny how I understood scaling even back then, not really consciously knowing it. Because I would draw the pictures, they were MTV logos. I know it's copyright issues with all that now, but you know, I was in the 1st grade. But I was selling MTV logos. They were pretty sweet. And Cabbage Patch Kid pictures. How many of you relate? You're like, yeah, that's totally our era. So I figured out though, the kids would only buy 1 picture, maybe 2, and that was it. So I figured out that if I drew tattoos in these little stickers, that I could sell those repeatedly because they would only last a day, right? So a nickel, they would come back every day and get a new tattoo. Yeah, that's scaling the business, even at the 1st grade. And here's the deal, guys. I absolutely love entrepreneurs. I've met some of you here today. I haven't met all of you, but I know I love each and every one of you. And I know that I love you even before I've met you because you have guts. You started your business despite the odds. I actually get emotional when I say this every time. It doesn't matter how many times I say it. You've got guts. You've got guts that other people don't have. Would you agree? Right? Despite the odds that we have against us to succeed. You sacrifice everything. You put everything on the line to serve others, despite how hard it can be at times. And so our mission as a company is to help you succeed. And so I'm going to teach you today how we're going to do that. All right. So I am actually, this is where it gets tricky. I've got to do 2 clicks, so bear with me. I actually own 2 businesses. One is Your Marketing Coach, which is the one we're representing today, and I co-own a business called Pug Shop Design, which is a graphic design only business. It's a scalable business that we offer graphics to businesses because we realized there was a huge need for graphics for business owners today if you're doing social media marketing, blogging, things like that. So we created that business for that need. And I own that with my daughter, which is super exciting to be able to pass that entrepreneurial wand on. So as entrepreneurs, this is gonna be tough. As entrepreneurs, don't we start our business thinking, man, I wanna leave my job, maybe if you had one. I want freedom. I want flexibility. I want control, right? How many of you felt like this is the way entrepreneurship was gonna look for you? Yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden, here you are, and right? Where your business owns you. Here you thought you were gonna own a business, but you realize your business actually owns you, right? Because you have all of these responsibilities, and there never just seems to be enough resources, enough time, enough energy to be able to get everything done that you need to get done. How many of you can relate to that? Yeah? All right. And here's the worst, to add to that dilemma, customer demand is at an all-time high. Not only do we have to answer the phone, we got to answer Facebook and Messenger, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Instagram, right? What? Text, email, Google, like everywhere you turn, you're having to service customers and the demand is increasing, right? This is a reality of small business today. And the dark side of entrepreneurship, I think we can all agree, is pretty dark. Yeah? It's pretty gloomy at times. But here's the thing, and it can defeat a lot of businesses, as we know. I mean, the statistic years ago was 95% of small businesses fail in the first 5 years. Today, it's increasing. I couldn't find an actual accurate statistic, but it's pretty alarming what's happening. And the worst part about it, right, is that nobody's talking about it. Small business is the backbone of America, of our economy. It's where jobs are created. The government doesn't create jobs. We do, right? And nobody's talking about us failing. What the heck? Fill in the blank. It was in 2006, the Small Business Administration actually posted an article about this. It was the first time in history where more small businesses failed or closed their doors than new ones opened. And nobody is alarmed, except for us. This is really interesting. All right, but I do believe that there is hope. And I'm going to share that hope with you today because despite all the obstacles that are up against us, we do have an opportunity to win and to succeed. And as I said, I believe that with the right guidance, small business will win again and we will continue to grow. We live in an economic time where there's more opportunity today to start a business than any other time in history. Yeah? We've got 13-year-olds running YouTube accounts. My youngest client was a 13-year-old running a YouTube account. He plays video games and people watch him to do it. And he makes money. Like when I was working with him, he was at 50 grand already. Yeah, it's insane. We have more opportunity today. The struggle is this though. Things are changing so rapidly, we can't keep up. Yep. You feel like that? Yep. I know a lot of business owners that I speak with. Like I said, we work with hundreds of business owners, and that's what they say to us. I don't even know where to start, Misty. There's so many things, and I hear so many different coaches and marketers telling me what to do and when to do it and how to do it, but I don't even know where to start. So that's what we're going to do today. We are on a mission. I don't know if you know this, but less than 5% of small business owners actually make $1 million a year. That's sad. Yep, less than 5%. So we are on a mission to meet our customers where they're at and to help them scale and grow their business to $1 million. That's our current mission, 20,000 small businesses. It's a big job, but I think we can do it. When I started my business 5.5 years ago, I came up with the business name Your Marketing Coach. And I was meeting with customers. Well, the first week that I launched the business, I had actually spoke at 2 different chamber events. And I was talking on the subject of Facebook marketing, how to use Facebook to scale and grow your business. And if you haven't listened to my webinar from a month ago, I'm telling you, it's good stuff. And I'm not just saying that because I want to, boost it, but I'm telling you, it's good stuff. I was able to grow 4 businesses in 5 years using the strategies I shared in that. And I launched the week I launched my business, I had 29 people who signed up for my coaching. And they would meet with me, And we would do a coaching strategy session. We would blueprint out what they were supposed to do for the next 30 days. And then they would come back 30 days from that time, and their head was kind of hanging, and they looked a little defeated. And I'm like, what happened? When we left, you were like gonna conquer the world, take on, all these challenges and overcome obstacles. And they're like, I love what you teach, but I don't know how to implement it. I love all the strategies, I love all the advice, but I don't know how to implement it. And that's when we made a decision that we were gonna switch from not only just coaching, but also implementation. Well, in my own business, here I have 29 clients that I'm working with. Fast forward 5 months later, I have 59 clients I'm working with one-to-one doing coaching. Here's the biggest problem. I actually sought out marketing automation, which is what my talk is going to be about today. How to automate and scale your business. I sought out marketing or automation because I had 59 clients that I was working with, and the struggle with trying to book the calls back and forth in emails. How many of you meet with clients? And the average, you're spending at least 5 emails back and forth. I'm available here. And by the time they respond back, you're already booked. Well, and then they say, well, I'm available here. And you're like, oh shoot, why? And 5 emails later, here you are. I swear, I was spending 40 hours a week just trying to book appointments with people. How ridiculous is that? And that's when I knew something had to change, right? I had enough time to meet with my clients. I didn't have time to spend 40 hours to book the appointments. That was ridiculous. So I knew I had to find a way. There had to be a better way, right? So imagine your business right now. Think about all the things that you spend your time on daily, doing the same repetitive tasks over and over and over again. How many of you have tasks like that are coming to mind right now? You're thinking, man, if I could automate that, my life would be great. That's what entrepreneurship should look like. That's what our morning should look like, shouldn't it? Get back to that freedom, flexibility, and control. Well, today, the system I'm going to share with you actually is going to give you superhuman powers. I really do believe this, because it has the ability to work even while you're sleeping. It has the ability to work even while you're on vacation. It works despite what's going on in your own life. That's amazing. Yeah? So it'll help you capture more leads. It'll help you make more money. It'll help you have more time. And it actually reduces your overhead. Believe it or not. Yeah, you're like, this is too good to be true. I am going to share with you the pitfalls that I would like to help you avoid. In working with hundreds of business owners, there's a lot of things that we see that commonly kind of trip business owners up, so I'm going to be sharing those along the way as well. And before you ask, the system I'm going to share with you, it does work for every business. Because I know as I'm presenting this, I want to remove that obstacle from your mind right now. Because a lot of business owners will say things like, yeah, but my business is different. Yeah, but you don't understand, right? So I'm here to say this does work for every business. These are just a handful of the businesses that we've actually worked with and found success with. Speakers, coaches, authors, service-related industries like dentists, chiropractors, all those different types of businesses. I could go on and on about the list, and actually I've been asked many times, even here, if they work, and they do. So the system I'm referencing is called the machine. And I'm going to walk you through every single step of the machine. So this is where notes are going to be taken, okay, guys? Every once in a while, just let me know you're still engaged with me. Look up, smile, and nod. Okay. Thank you. You guys are freaking amazing. You truly are. Because I'm going to give a lot of details here, all right? So this machine is going to help you capture leads. It'll never forget to follow up. It will always do its job, regardless of what's going on in your life, like I said. And that system, that machine that I'm referring to, is based off a process called life cycle marketing. How many of you have heard that term before? Awesome, there's a handful of people, that's awesome. Amazing. So basically what life cycle marketing is the process that businesses send prospects through in order from capturing a lead to converting the lead into a sale to creating happy, satisfied customers. That's the process. So this is a snapshot of what that process looks like. It's super simple. And I'm going to walk you through each step one by one. So the very first step in the process is that you have to create awareness for your business. Yes? Awareness is advertising. This is where you tell people that you're in business and what you have to offer. I know these seem basic and simple, guys, but here I'm going to show you the pitfalls that I see, and you can tell me whether or not this is something that affects you too. The second step in the process is where you capture the lead. And then once you capture the lead, you nurture the lead and the relationship with the lead to know, like, and trust you. Once they have enough know, like, and trust, then you convert them into a customer. Once they become a customer, you deliver your products or services, they're happy, they're delighted. Yes? Then they become an ambassador for your business. That's the goal. An ambassador is someone who can't help but to talk about you and your business because they've had such a great experience, they want to tell everybody that they meet. And then the last step in the process is where you ascend. That's taking that business owner or that person to the next level of what's the next thing that you want to work with them on in terms of your products or service. Is this common sense? Yeah. Okay, you're like, okay, this is not good so far. I promise, it gets better. I got to build up because we've got to be on the same wavelength. So when it comes to creating awareness for your business, this is where you're actually advertising. And there's a lot of different ways that you can advertise your business, right? We all know that coming to big events like this and networking is a great way to do that. Yes? Awesome. I know, I've already captured like 5 business cards of people I'm going to be doing business with at this event. And I mean, it just got started, right? So we've got Facebook advertising, we've got Google PPC, we've got radio, print, all these different ways that we can advertise our business. But here's the deal, guys. There's 2 primary mistakes that I see business owners make. And if you were honest with yourself, let me know if you think this might be a struggle for you. So the first challenge that they have is that they don't spend enough money on advertising their business. Okay? The Small Business Administration says that the average business owner should spend 6 to 8% of their gross earnings. So that means if you have a business that earns $100,000 a year, right? You should be spending $7,000 to $8,000 in advertising your business. I'm not going to poll the room, but ask yourself, are you spending that? Are you investing that in your business and your growth? This is the number 1 mistake. And in a moment here, I'm going to explain why I believe most business owners don't invest in their business. And it goes to this. How many of you, I could borrow Stacy's $100, yeah? How many of you, if I were to hold up a $100 bill right now and said, I will give you this $100 bill if you give me 25, how many would you do that? Yeah, everybody, right? You're just like, there's a few out there going, how many times can I do that? Yes? So, here's the deal. See, most businesses don't invest the $25 in their business to get back the 100 because they don't know the numbers of their business. They don't feel confident about making the investment to get back the return. Would you guys agree? Yes. Is that a struggle? Okay, so in a second here, I'm going to walk you through some numbers on how you can actually feel confident about making those decisions in your business. The number 2 pitfall, no, I'm not on Tinder, by the way, but the number 2 pitfall that I see most businesses make is that when they do advertise their business, they go for, will you marry me? What that means is that when they run the ads, they're running ads that says, buy my product, buy my product, buy my product. And the consumer's like, I don't even know who you are. I don't know what you do, and I don't even know if I like you yet. And so we're spending money trying to advertise saying, will you marry me? Will you marry me? And hoping that a few stick. This is a common mistake. I know you're probably sitting here going, well, that's confusing. Isn't that what I'm supposed to do? I'll explain. So, right now, your customer has a remote control to your advertising, to your marketing, and to your messages. And what that means is that when you're out there spending all this time and energy sending out your message, if you're not adding value first, basically what you're doing is you're just asking them to marry you, to buy your product before they actually know who you are. And they have the remote control, so they can turn you on, they can turn you off, they could ignore you. I mean, think about it today. Even watching, how many of you have Hulu and Netflix, right? Yeah, and how many of you fast forward through the commercials? Hulu's now offering where you can upgrade your account for 20 extra bucks and eliminate all advertising. That's what's happening today, right? So, what you have to do in order to gain the attention of your prospect is to give something away in exchange for their name and email. That's where you capture the lead. How many of you have heard that before? Yes? How many of you are actually doing it? Okay, a little less. So it's probably about 10% of the room that's heard that, and a few less that are actually doing it. So what we found is that the most effective way to actually capture leads for your business is to give something away in exchange for their name and email. So 95% of the visitors that show up on your website actually aren't ready to buy. So if you don't have a way that you can actually capture the lead, all of that traffic that's coming to your website is lost. Because if they come there and they're not ready to buy, you're going to lose that prospect because they're going to leave because they have no way of engaging with you. So one of the things that I would recommend that you do is take a look at your current website, pull up the homepage of your site, and ask yourself, is there a way for the visitors that show up on my site to be able to engage with me and for me to capture the lead? Yes? Cool. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples. So here's a couple of businesses that we actually worked with just recently. This is a speaker who put together a 10-minute training program on how to overcome procrastination. Pretty simple. And a lot of people struggle with it. We launched her Facebook ad, and within 5 days, she captured 193 leads at $5 each. Something super simple that she knows that her target audience struggles with. She puts out there on Facebook, 10-minute training, 193 leads. Amazing results. And then this was a gym that we've been working with over the last few months. And in the first week that we actually launched their ad, we came up with the idea of, rather than just giving away the free course or the free workout, what we did is we gave them 1 week of unlimited workouts for $25. For 7 days, they were able to capture 123 leads for their business. And then we worked with a dentist recently, and we redid their website. And on the dentist site, one of the things that they do is they have to do an assessment on their people's teeth, their prospects' teeth, to determine whether or not they're a good prospect for their business. So what they did is they added an assessment to their website. Just click here to take a quick assessment. It takes the visitor less than 1 minute to do it. And in the first week, they captured 16 new leads and got 5 new customers. Simple little changes make all the difference in the world. Here's the point I want to make, guys. How many of you think that marketing's tricky? Marketing's hard. Marketing, have you thought those things before? We already know to do. Would you agree? Big difference. If you don't have a way to capture leads in your business, you can't win. The next step in life cycle marketing is where you're nurturing that relationship with that new lead that you just captured. And it's basically like going back to the Tinder, right? Is dating before you ask them to marry you, right? So you got to take them out on a few dates. How do you do that? Well, we all know that, and you may have heard this before, actually I shouldn't say we all know, but it takes 7 to 9 touches to actually get in touch with a prospect. So once you capture a lead, it takes 7 to 9 attempts. The challenge is that most salespeople only reach out 1 time before they give up. So here they are out networking, capturing cards, right? And they have no way to actually nurture that relationship and follow up. So what we recommend that you have is a campaign that actually sends out valuable information to that person so that you can engage with them, build your authority, and build that know, like, and trust factor. Does that make sense? Awesome. So 80% of sales requires at least 5 follow-up calls after they actually have a meeting with them to actually close the deal. So it takes 7 to 9 touches to actually get the call, and then 5 additional follow-ups after the meeting to close the deal. And the reason why most salespeople only follow up 1 time, and it's 44%, is because they run out of time, right? I mean, if you think about it as a small business owner, if one of the hats you wear in your business is sales, eventually you're just going to run out of time. You have too many prospects to be able to follow up with. So if you can automate that follow-up, you have a better chance of converting. Would you guys agree? Awesome. And it's kind of like this. I kind of hit this point home hard because this is a common pitfall that we see. Because truthfully, many business owners eventually find a way that they can capture the leads. But where they struggle the most is that they don't convert those leads into buyers because of the nurturing, that missing piece in their machine, if you will. So, it's kind of like farming, yes? So farming, as a farmer, you can go out and water each individual plant one by one. Or you can automate the marketing so that you can water the entire farm. So which one of these do you think is a better way to grow the business? Obviously. Yeah? All right. Very good. So ask yourself this. If you were to do a quick survey of your business, what are you currently doing to actually nurture the relationship with the prospects that you're capturing? Just think about that for a second. What do you do? Yeah? And chances are, if your only nurture is, hey, so what'd you think? Would you like to move forward? Right. What if you were able to create some content, some valuable content that you could send to those folks? So I think back at, I worked with a landscaper. When I met with him, he says, I know, we're going out there, I've got a sales guy, he's going door to door, he's capturing all of these interested homeowners, right, to work with. And he goes, we call them, we just don't seem to get a hold of them. And he said, what could I do to actually nurture that relationship? And I said, here's the deal. When you think about landscape, I live in Arizona. If you have grass, it's probably not real, but for the handful of people that do, right, we hire a landscaper because bottom line is, it's not that we can't cut our own lawn. We don't want to cut our own lawn. Would you guys agree? It's not that we can't, we don't want to. So what if that landscaper were to send out an email every single week teaching that business owner how they can care for their lawn? And I used to live in Michigan, so how to care for their lawn before the winter season comes along. And they send out information each and every week to help that business, or that homeowner, I keep saying business owner, help that homeowner to be able to better care for the lawn. And it's not that the landscaper is trying to get the business owner to actually do the work. It's just that they want to build enough authority and trust to know that if they did it, they would do it right. Because another thing that small business owners struggle with is they're like, if I give them my intellectual property, my knowledge, my experience, all my hard work and education that I've learned over the years, they're just going to take it and go do it themselves. They're not. They don't want to cut their grass, guys. They just want to know that they can trust you in cutting their grass. Make sense? All right, that's what nurturing is all about. Giving away your intellectual property. And I know Stacy teaches this. Actually, Stacy does this, right? For those of you who know her. What if a real estate agent, my husband and I just recently bought a home. And what if the real estate agent who showed us that home were to follow up and send emails every single week, giving us more advice, more information about budgeting and the information that we need to know to purchase a home, to make a good buying decision. How many of you have dealt with a real estate agent before? Put your hands up, please, if you could. Okay. Keep your hands up for a second, though. How many of you have, look around, how many of you have received a nurturing email to educate you on making a good buying decision when you purchased your home? Wowzer. Less than 10. And everybody in the room had their hand up. Guys, people don't do the fundamentals. It's the fundamentals on how you win in business and marketing. All right? So, through that nurturing process, what you're doing is you're building the know, like, and trust factor. Once they know that they can like and trust you, they're going to move forward and do business with you. So how many of you have seen a sales funnel before? Pretty much every one of us, right? So in the sales funnel, we've got new leads, we've got working, we've got discovery call, proposal presented, won, and lost. Yes? This is our sales funnel anyways. Yours might look a little bit different, but this is a typical sales funnel. See, the challenge with a lot of business owners is that they struggle with knowing the numbers of their business. And because they don't know the numbers of their business, they don't feel confident in making an investment in the growth of it. Yeah? So imagine if your sales funnel, you knew that you captured 100 leads, and out of the 100 leads, your salesperson's still working on 70 and getting an appointment. 30 of them have scheduled a discovery call, which is 30% conversion. And 24 actually had a proposal presented to them. And 16% was actually won, which is 65% conversion. And 8 were lost, which is a 35% conversion. How many of you would love to know these numbers in your business? Yeah? Every business owner should have a sales pipeline in their business that looks very similar to this. You could actually take a snapshot of this, go to Google, download a funnel, and outline your business and your steps in your sales process and start tracking and measuring those things. So what I believe is that growth is a mathematical equation. Stacy said it was science. It's exactly the same, and it is. Because once you have the numbers in your business, you know how to grow. If you don't have the numbers, you won't invest because you're afraid that you won't get back a return. Would you guys agree? Yeah, exactly. So we recently worked with a chiropractor, and he goes, I want to know the numbers of my business. And so we set up a Facebook ad for him. And in the first week, we captured 9 leads for $225. He spent $25 per lead. I did a quick check-in with him. And I said, hey, we had an awesome week. He goes, what do you mean? We had 9 leads. I said, that's amazing. I said, and he goes, I paid $25 lead, $225. I said, well, what's your average visit? He goes, well, I charge about $125 per visit. I said, well, let's just do round math, $100 per visit. So you paid $25 for a lead to collect $100 in sales. I don't know about you, but if I were to give you $100 for every 25, how many of them would you do? He goes, well, as many as I could. Well, that's exactly what we're doing here. It's that simple. Math, growing is a mathematical equation. The problem is we don't normally have the formula and the numbers in our business, so we don't feel confident about making those. So the sooner that you can track your numbers in your business, the sooner you're going to feel confident about making those decisions. So, how much would you be willing to pay for your leads? Would you pay $5, $10, $25, $50? Would you pay $100 a lead? Would you pay $250 a lead? You're like, I don't know about the $250. Yeah? Well, let me share this with you. So if you could, so if you look at the top, I had a client who did HVAC, heating and cooling, right? This is a mind shift. Stacy should be up here presenting this piece of it, because this is huge. If you can get this, that you're trading 25 for 100, your life will change, your business will change. In Facebook advertising, so the HVAC company spent $25,000 in advertising. You're like, holy molies. Most of us don't want to spend $500 because we're worried about not getting our money back, yeah? And he had captured about 100 leads. My goal is always the 100 lead mark, because at the 100 leads, we have enough to get that conversion number. If we're only working through 5 leads, I can't get that conversion. Does that make sense? We don't want to deal in low numbers, we want to deal in bigger numbers. $25,000, 16 sales. So you tell me, is it worth spending $25,000 to get back $288,000? Absolutely, all day long. Yeah? That's what marketing and advertising can do for you if you know the numbers of your business. Then we have delight versus deliver, which is the next step in the lifecycle marketing process. I would challenge that most businesses think that they're delighting, but they're actually delivering. I worked with a painter once, and one of the common questions we ask business owners is we say to them, hey, what do you do that makes you special and the reason why your customers should move forward with you? And he proceeded to say, my guys are clean. And they should be. That's delivering, dude, not delighting. Would we all agree? He goes, yeah, but my guys show up on time. As they should. That's common courtesy. That's not delighting, that's delivering. How many of us in the room have said, what makes me special? We've been around 30 years. That makes you old. No offense. I'm with you. That's not marketable. And I'm not saying experience isn't worth something. It absolutely is, but let's package it a little differently. Yes? See, we've got to strive to delight our customers, because if we do, we will get them to become an ambassador for our business. See, how many of you have been to a restaurant? I'm going to go back. How many of you love trying new restaurants? I'm a foodie. Our family's a foodie. We love going to restaurants. We find this new restaurant. We go, we have dinner. I turn to the kids when we're leaving and I say, so what'd you think? And they're like, it's all right. What'd they do? Delivered. They delivered. Food was there. I got what I paid for. But is it worthy of spreading the words about? No. So I challenge you as business owners to think of ways that you can actually delight your customers so that they become ambassadors. I added a little too much info in here. I mean, think how Uber has revolutionized their industry, how Airbnb has by delighting their customers. How many of you have recommended Airbnb or Spotify, Hulu, because they have a delightful experience, right? All right. And then if they become ambassadors, they can't help but to spread the word about you. And I apologize. That leads us to the upsell. Yes? The last step in the lifecycle marketing process. As an upsell, we need to be intentional about what are we going to do next with our customers. What's the next most logical step to take them in the journey with us? Yes? And there's no better example than an upsell, which is Amazon. Yeah? I mean, geez. Go to Amazon, look up a Keurig, you're going to get sold the coffee holder, the coffee cup. I mean, geez, they do an amazing job. And they do it instantly. You know, I worked at McDonald's and we supersized. They made billions of dollars off that. So here's my challenge to you guys. Here's what I'd like to invite you to do. I'd like to invite you to come over to our booth right over here and just have a quick conversation with us. Right in front of our booth is a couple of chairs where we can sit down and have a chat. Allow us the opportunity to learn a little bit more about your business, and do a quick discovery to explore the way that we can help you create a machine for your business. And I've got the wrap-up call. You guys have been amazing. I thank you so much.
No, it's not time to wrap up.
Oh, I literally have the wrap-up. I'm like...
You have 15 minutes.
Yeah, but another 15 minutes. Keep going.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Are you serious? I literally got the wrap-up. Oh, shit. I'm like, I gotta skip through all these slides. My timing's really off on this. Holy moly. All right, so I literally have 15 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, I apologize. You guys want me back up?
Yeah.
Did you see? You're like, oh, those look like good slides. All right. Oh, Lordy. Now where do I want to go back to is the question. All right, let's do this. There we go. That was scary. I'm like, holy crap. I'm done.
Sorry, Misty.
It's all good. No, we're good. Okay, let's go back to the ambassador for a quick second. Because the thing about creating ambassadors in your business, how many of you have been to a coffee shop and taken a photo that looks similar to this? Here's what's ingenious about coffee shops like this. And I want you to think about your own business and how you could do this, potentially. Coffee shops, I mean, it's a commodity. You can pick up coffee virtually anywhere, right? For a lot less than most expensive coffee shops where you spend $5-6, right? But yet they figured out how to take a commodity that you can virtually get anywhere, create a cool design, and every customer that comes in, before they even leave, before they put the little lid on their coffee cup, what are they doing? Snapshotting it to post it on social media. Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, right? That is the perfect, delightful experience. Because not only is the customer delighted with what they've received, they're actually instantly promoting that business. How ingenious is that? How many of you have actually thought about that? Right? From a marketing standpoint, that's quite amazing that they have figured out how to create such a delightful experience that they create instant ambassadors. So I challenge you to think about how you could do that as well. So here's our belief system, is that scarcity is not a problem. There is actually more than enough customers out there for every one of us, whether we're in competition to one another or we're not. It's not that there's not enough. It's that if all things are equal, your customer will always look for the closest and the cheapest, and that will drive you out of business. If you don't find a way to delight, you will always be driven back to price, and you will end up out of business. So, you're probably wondering, well, Misty, you've been talking about this machine, and I get the concepts. I understand everything that you've shared. Yes, it pretty much makes sense. So how would I implement something like this in our business? And while I'd like to stand up here, because I would have loved to have done it, I thought about it. When I was creating my presentation, I'm like, how can I deliver the most amount of value? And really what I wanted to impress upon you today is the importance of keeping things simple. When Kelly said that I would be speaking, she said, I want you to talk about how to make marketing easy. And I said, marketing is easy. The challenge is that most of us don't implement the fundamentals. And the reason why we don't, this is not a judgment, is because we are wearing a lot of hats in our business, and we just don't have the time. So really the solution, guys, is to work with our team and let us help you do that. Yes? All right, now I'm skipping over. So, let me break this down and what the machine would look like in your business and could look like if we were to help you. So basically, our machine includes 9 campaigns. These are campaigns that are automated in your business that give you the ability to capture leads, nurture those leads, convert those leads, have visibility into your business, help you see the numbers of your business so that you can make good investment decisions about your growth. So every example that I shared with you today, the machine covers. It gives you every single thing that you need to be able to properly market your products and services. So the way that we initially start out is that we start with an initial business review of a review of your business so that we can begin to learn who you are, what you do, and what your goals are. Thank you. The second thing that we do is we create a blueprint for growth. Because without a blueprint, if we go to start building, we don't have clarity about what to do and when to do it. Would you guys agree? The blueprint gives us the guidance. The next thing that you do is we help you create a perfect customer avatar so that we know who you're trying to attract and where we can find them online and offline. The next thing that we do is we help you craft a high converting lead magnet for your business. How many of you have heard that term before? Kind of an industry term. A lead magnet is that thing that you give away for free in exchange for the name and email of your prospect. Right? Every business should have one. But many business owners spend a lot of time, money, and energy trying to create a lead magnet, only to find out that what they just spent all that time and energy on doesn't convert. So we actually have a formula, an 8-step formula that we walk you through on how to help guide you to choose the best lead magnet for your business. So that when someone shows up on your website, you can offer that if they're not ready to buy. And it gives you an opportunity. Thank you. The next thing, once you capture the lead, we send them through an indoctrination campaign. An indoctrination campaign is basically like building that know, like, and trust really quickly. It's telling them what your mission is, why they should work with you, what makes you different, what separates you, why they should be excited to hear from you. That's an indoctrination campaign. That's the next thing that we send them through. We also give you visibility into your business through the sales pipeline, which I already discussed. We also do a customer satisfaction survey. As simple as that is, right? Imagine if every one of your customers were to get an email that says, hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to do business with us? If they give a positive response, we instantly send them over to your social media profiles that says, hey, could you do me a favor? Since we provided such a delightful experience, would you be willing to help us spread the word? And we ask them to post their review on social media. Anyone in the room doing that right now? Sending a customer satisfaction and then asking for online reviews? Good for you guys. How many online reviews do you have?
30 plus.
Awesome. That's amazing. Because if you want to have people help you spread the word, social media is a great platform to do it. So we have a campaign that automatically does that. We also have a refer a friend campaign. If they give you a positive review online, they're probably more likely to give you a referral. Well, what if you had a system that triggered automatically 100% of the time and never forgot to ask? I mean, we're all salespeople for our business, yes? If we were truthful, how systematic are we actually in asking for referrals from customers? I know as networkers, we're really good at it. You guys meet weekly to do that. But how many times do you actually ask your customer for a referral? And let me ask you this, who's more likely to refer you? Someone who's done business with you or someone who hasn't? We are missing the boat on that one. That is a huge way to grow our business quickly and effectively. The other thing that we do is we do 4 quarterly live online group review calls. So that way, in the very beginning stages when we set up the blueprint, what we do is we figure out where your business is now, what your numbers are, what your goals are for growth, and then quarterly we review those numbers to make sure that we're on target. I don't want to pull the room, but how many of you are doing that today in your business? I find that most business owners set goals at the beginning of the year and then kind of wing it for the rest of the year. And that doesn't feel good, right? We know that. In the back of our minds, we're just like, man, I just wish I had a plan, I had a strategy, knew what I was going to accomplish. I knew if I was on target. I mean, a plane that takes off that's off 1 degree can end up in another country. Don't you feel like that in your business sometimes? You wake up in July going, holy crap, half the year's gone. What happened? And am I on track for my goals? So we're going to force that. We're going to do that together. We're going to force you to look at your numbers and stay on target. The next thing that we do is we do a flash sale campaign together. A flash sale campaign is a great way to get quick cash into your business by offering something inexpensive but high value that can create a surge and re-engage customers or get new customers. The ultimate flash sale in marketing occurs every single year at the same time. You guys know what it is?
Black Friday.
Exactly. How many of you do Black Friday in your business? And here's what's cool. Black Friday doesn't have to just be on Black Friday. You could do it in July. You could do it in February. Whatever makes the most sense for your business. So that's another thing that we help you implement. And if you were to hire a copywriter, anyone ever worked with a copywriter before? Copywriters, yeah, copywriters are expensive. Stacy, is that a good word? Probably not. They just are. Like, we have 2 copywriters on staff, and the campaigns that we have built for our machine that we give to you has a professional copywritten copy in it. And what we've done is we've created this really cool tool. Remember Mad Libs when you were a kid? Yes. Yeah, it's like fill in the blank, verb, adjective, first name of someone. That's what we did with the copy. Pretty cool, huh? So basically the copy's written, all you have to do is fill out the Mad Lib worksheet and then plug those answers into the copy itself, and you have a professionally written copy for an entire machine, 9 campaigns, and over 60 emails. Bam. I don't know about you, how many of you wrote an email before? 4 hours or 4 days later, you're like, I am so not a copywriter. This is not my deal. This is all done for you. And you get 1 year of weekly coaching, accountability, and training. Our goal is not to make you a marketer. That's not the goal. But our goal is to give you enough information and education so that you can make good decisions in growing your business.